guys, Mr. Cactus here, back with another LEGO video. Today I'll be showing you my spoiled Karen car, my G-Wagon. You might know that I already posted this G-Wagon a few months back, but that was an 8 stud wide. This is a brand new 7 stud wide variant. It's also updated in some areas. There's a lot to show, so let's dive in. Starting off with the chassis, it's really messy. I don't think you can even tell that it's a car chassis. It's just a hot mess of plates and jumpers, and it looks really ugly, but it gets the job done. That's the trade-off for having 7 studs. For the main chassis, I had a 4x10 plate, and on the side, there's some 1x6 and 1x8 plates. This is for the 5 stud chassis. There's also a 4x4 plate with the back bumper. This attaches to the back of the car. Next up, the doors. It's a pretty simple technique with a bracket and then 2 studs. The bar on the bottom is for that stepping thing that are on the G-Wagon. I mirrored it for the right side and it connects in the middle of the chassis. Next up are the wheels and the axles. For the tires, I use a new Speed Champions mold. This mold has a smaller sidewall, which makes it look like the wheel is bigger, when in reality it's actually the same size. It's great for high performance cars and it really gives that big tire illusion. They connect on the bottom of the chassis and they provide a lot of structural support. Next up, the mudguards. For the front ones, I use some plates and modified plates for the hood, because in the real car, the middle of the hood is a little bit raised. The only problem is that I couldn't make the slant. And for the back, there are a few tiles. Obviously, they connect over the wheels. Really, the only problem is that the gap between the wheels and the mudguards is a bit too much, so I might close that gap in the future. Other than that, I think it came kind of decent, but I think it could have been better. A few more things to add are the hood and the side pieces. The hood is a 2x3 tile, and then the sides are 1x6 tiles. Now onto the B and C pillars. This part was really overcomplicated for no reason. There's a lot of simple techniques I could have done, but I just overcomplicated it, I guess. Near the B pillar, it's a small build with a few bricks with studs on the side. This is to hold the C pillar. It connects with the jumpers. Next is the C pillar. As you can see, the C pillar uses a few transparent pieces and a few plates and tiles. If you're wondering why I didn't build it upright, it's because I didn't want one continuous piece of glass. I used some headlight bricks to connect with the sideways assembly of the C pillar. Next to it is a modified brick with pinholes. This is to hold the spare tire. The 2 studs that I didn't tile off on the C pillar is where the headlight brick assembly goes. There's also a 2x3 tile that goes on the top. Now for the very back of the car. The very back of the car uses a ton of bracket pieces. For the sides, I used some bracket pieces and some plates to hold it together. I also put a 1x6 tile on the top. For the rear bumper, I used some more brackets and I used some tiles and plates to hold it together. The anti-studs of the bumper connect with the pillars. And the pillars, which are connected to the 1x6 tiles, are connected to the roof. And that connection is all the way back in the B pillar. If there was no video to show you, then I'm pretty sure you'd be very confused. I'm really sorry if it's too confusing. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. One more thing that I almost forgot are the rear taillights. They connect in the end of the chassis. On the sides, there are the windows, which connect with the brackets in the end. There's a 2x2 tile on the top, and then for the spare tire, I used the Mercedes logo from the F1 set. Also used the AMG sticker from the F1 set. The second to last part is the front and A pillar. In the middle of the assembly, I used a few bricks and tiles pieces. On the side of that 2x4 plate, I used a few 2x4 tiles and window pieces. I also made a 1x2x6 brick using plates and bricks. This is for the real B pillar. And the final part is the windscreen, which connects with the 2x4 tiles. It connects in the front of the car. And the very last part is the front bumper. The iconic G-Wagon front bumper is really simple. It just uses a few tiles and bricks. Like in the back, I used the Mercedes logo from the F1 set in the front. For the grill pieces, I made them vertical so it matches with the vertical grills. Since the grill pieces don't have any studs on them, it's actually a two-part assembly. And since the car has 7 studs, it's also uneven. And the front bumper obviously connects in the front. And there you have it, my LEGO G-Wagon. Hopefully this was a really good build and hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!